Hello, and welcome to Episode 3 of the Using Laser Scanners video series. In this episode, we discuss some emerging and non-traditional uses for your 3D models. The concept is simple. The more uses that you can find for your model, the higher the return on your investment in laser scanning and model creation. Let's start with a quick review of the types of models that we covered in Episode 2. The 2D model is your traditional blueprint or engineering drawing. The 3D geometric model is a CAD model that is geometrically accurate in all three dimensions. These can be made up of various types and combinations of objects, including meshes, solids, lines, extrusions, and more. The 3D intelligent model is similar to the 3D geometric model in appearance. However, the inclusion of the word intelligent in the title denotes the difference. These models have metadata attached to the spatial objects. The common industry term for this type of model is a building information model, or BIM. While these three types of models are the industry standards for deliverables when using laser scanners, are they the only ways in which you can leverage your point cloud data? Absolutely not. In fact, there are a myriad of ways to free your models from those traditional deliverable formats. Our first example is a website. When it comes to sharing information with colleagues and clients, few formats deliver more for less money than the website. As you may have noticed, a common theme throughout this series is the fact that all data has spatial relevance. Once you have a spatial model, the web interface produces a golden opportunity to reinforce that link and use it for clarification. Here, we are using a rendering of the 3D model to allow the user to pick the floor with which they are most concerned. By clicking on the floor in the 3D model, the user is then presented with a 2D floor plan of the corresponding floor. This in turn presents the user with additional data mining options. In this case, he or she can choose any of the positions used by the laser scanner to capture the environment. Our example shows the user viewing the point cloud data through the TrueView plugin, but links to other types of data work just as well. What other types of data? Well, work orders, photographs, P&ID documents, material safety data sheets. The opportunities are only limited by the data that you possess. For example, here we have linked a position to an animated fly-through that we created from the 3D geometric model. As the camera pans out, you can see this is the same model that we built to produce the 2D line drawings the client originally ordered. In this one example, we've reused that model to produce graphic renderings, 3D animated fly-throughs, 2D site plans, and navigational aids for a project website. Another use for models is as the basis of a 3D PDF. These are exceptionally useful for several reasons, foremost being that most everyone is familiar with the PDF format. Even though Adobe Acrobat 3D is needed to author these types of PDFs, the end product is viewable through the standard free Acrobat viewer. As you can see, you can explore the model in 3D space, access saved viewpoints from the model tree in the left panel, turn layers on and off, and launch preloaded combinations of all of these as animated sequences. Because 3D PDFs are created from scale models, users can also take measurements in the PDF and make use of all the standard PDF notation tools in a 3D environment. While there are a variety of uses and plugins to enhance the power and usefulness of 3D PDFs, one exceptional use of note is as an instructional manual. The interactive format allows users to move forward and back at their own pace in the environment in question. And the fact that the instructions are in picture form makes this especially helpful to users that might not share the author's native language. With 3D printing, we've come full circle. We started by digitizing a physical environment, and now we are making a physical copy from our digital model. The possibilities here are wide-ranging. From six-figure CNC machines to $2,500 do-it-yourself printers like the MakerBot Thingomatic, the range, print sizes of available materials and end uses are ever expanding. This provides designers with the ability to test the fit and installation of existing and proposed components. The ability to scale objects before printing allows for superhuman points of view, cutaways, and models appropriate for everything from academic study to gift shop sales. Another plus for 3D printing is the design of the current marketplace. While do-it-yourself printers and high-end machines represent opposite ends of the 3D printing spectrum, other middle-of-the-road options are available. There is a robust online marketplace for 3D printing services that allow model owners to submit their models online to a printing company which will print the object and then ship it back to the model owner. These services allow you to leverage the best equipment without having to own it, and they can provide models in materials like photopolymers or thermoplastics such as polycarbonate or ABS. Augmented reality is a term for a live, direct, or indirect view of a physical, real-world environment whose elements have been augmented by computer-generated sensory input. Your models can be that sensory input or augment. Here we have an example of the breastworks from a U.S. Civil War battle. This model was created from the existing breastworks at one location and superimposed at this location to show visitors where points of interest were during the battle some 150 years ago. Whether you are demonstrating how it was or how it will be, the advantage of being able to view your model in the actual space in which it resides is an incredibly powerful tool. AR can also be used to make your 3D models pop from a 2D representation or even a business card. The advent of smartphones and tablet computers are making augmented reality experiences increasingly common. The concept of using surveying and engineering data to help your marketing department may be new to some, but it is this type of data sharing that provides the ROI that we all want to show on our balance sheets. Video games present yet another opportunity to utilize the virtual environment created from your laser scan data. The advantages here are great. Models can be brought in at a 1-to-1 scale. Gaming engines such as the Unity 3D engine seen here allow for the introduction of physics into the environment as well as atmospheric conditions and advanced texturing. Users can be allowed to navigate the site as an avatar or in first person. Video games present a wonderful way to perform simulated tasks, allow for site orientation, or for emergency response training. Best of all, a single build can be exported for play on multiple consoles and computing devices. Imagine how well your first responders will be able to navigate through your facility and find emergency equipment that they may be looking for if they've been playing a game that's in that exact environment before they ever arrive. And with just a few additions, your model can become the backdrop for all kinds of action. And now for the disclaimer part of this production. The reality is, all of this is possible. Everything you've seen here was actually done by me on a single workstation. However, there is no single format, no silver bullet format that you can create your model in or export your model to that will allow you to do all of these things seamlessly. The reality is, if you want a 3D print, they're probably going to want an STL file. If you're going to drop it into Unity, it needs to be an FBX file. If you're going to have an AutoCAD drawing, it's probably a DWG or a DGN file if you're working in MicroStation. If it has intelligence with it, it can't be a DWG or DGN, it's going to have to be an IFC or a RVT or something like that. But the the spatial quality that you're able to get and model from the point cloud data can still be used for the basis of all these. I just want to be clear that it still takes an experienced operator. It still takes someone that knows what they're doing to make these conversions. But the conversions are possible, and they're much less expensive in 99% of the cases than starting from scratch. So, look at ways that you can take this data you already have. You can leverage it, you can make new things from it. You can use it in ways that you probably haven't ever thought about because other departments within your firm typically don't look to you as a data source, and you don't look to them as a user of your data. And I hope that's the point we get across in this video.